Good evening and welcome to BBC News. The mother of a 17-year-old shot dead in South London has paid tribute to her son and called for an end to the recent violence in the city. Raheem Ainsworth Barton was attacked in Southwark yesterday evening. His mother, Pratana Morgan, said he wasn't in a gang and that she couldn't have asked for a better son. There have been more than 60 alleged murders in London so far this year. This lunchtime, two boys aged 15 and 12 became the latest victims of shootings. They were wounded within minutes of each other on a street in Harrow. Charlotte Gallagher reports.
17-year-old Raheem Ainsworth Barton performing in a rap video, another young victim of violent crime in London. His family say he was with his friends playing football in the sun when he was shot dead just minutes from his home. People living here say there was a chase around the suburban streets involving a car and moped in the minutes before the shots were fired. One woman narrowly avoided being shot. The bullet went through her window instead. Aramide lives next door.
We just came out of our house and our house was a crime scene and it was like, what the hell? I didn't know that was.
And where that window's boarded up there, that's where a gunshot went in, you think?
Yeah. Yeah, you could see the hole. They said that the bullet's embedded in the wall.
Raheem's death is the latest in the spate of violent crime in the capital, with police investigating more than 60 murders so far this year. Many are believed to be gang-related.
Raheem's family say he was a good boy who aspired to work with children. Even though she's grieving, his mother wanted to make a plea for the violence to stop.
Make my son be the last and be an example to everyone. Just let it stop.
And this afternoon, his friend paid tribute.
Raheem, even if he didn't know you and you were in the area, he will still say hi to you. Like, he's not that type of person, because you're in his area, he will walk past you. He will actually say hi to you. He was a really lovely person.
A family grief-stricken, a community in shock, as violent crime in London shows no sign of slowing down.
Well, that was Charlotte Gallagher reporting. We can speak to her live now from Peckham Police Station in South London. Charlotte, tell us where this investigation has got to.
Well, it's not got that far so far. Police were saying they haven't arrested anyone. They've not made any arrests at the moment, and they're still very much in the search process. We saw fingertip searches being carried out around the estate where Raheem lived. Now, in the last hour or so, police gave an update about Raheem's murder, and I spoke to the officer leading the investigation.
Well, we're doing all we can, as I said. You know, the local officers are out with their specialist colleagues. We have intelligence-led operations, and we're doing all we can physically, legally, to make sure that we address these problems, being extremely proactive to pick up anyone that we know is carrying a weapon. So the Section 60 is a good step forward. It enables the officers to have that search power, and we'll be as effective as we possibly can. The Commissioner knows the issue. She's made it her key issue as her tenure as the Commissioner, and we're working extremely hard with the communities. And as I say, this is a community issue that we need to work together. The police can do so much to arrest and stop and search, but we need to work together, sharing that information and intelligence so we can address this knife crime and violent epidemic.
Do you have enough police, though, to police these kind of areas where we're getting incidents like this?
I'm more than happy that my staff and my colleagues are working as possibly hard as they can to address these issues locally and across the capital.
We've been told that there was some kind of car and moped chase through this residential area in broad daylight, and shots were fired not just at Raheem, but people randomly in their garden, and it shot in a window. What's your reaction to that? That is incredibly worrying, isn't it? Well,
as I said, it's a fast-paced, early investigation, and we're addressing those issues as quickly as possible. The homicide team are the best in the UK, if not the world, and they're doing all they can to make sure that we arrest the suspects as quickly as possible. What
reassurances can you give to that community right now thinking, oh, it's probably going to happen again? Raheem's mother said, we've got cameras, but people don't seem to get caught when there's stabbings. What reassurances can you give them?
Well, we've got staff out dealing with these issues, as I said, using Section 60, which is a very strong power. We make sure we use it effectively. We have officers out with the support specialist units as well. But again, if they have information, they need to speak with local officers, or if they're not happy to speak direct to police, go through Crime Stoppers on the number I gave, to make sure that if they share that intelligence, we will work on it and make sure that we address these issues.
Of course, this latest death, Charlotte, just further increases the pressure on the police after that the number of murders in the capital, as we knew earlier in the year, had exceeded those in New York.
I know. I mean, more than 60 people have been murdered now in London so far this year. The majority of them, we believe, do involve gangs, and a lot of these people that are getting killed are young people. We saw a teenage girl being shot in Tottenham, and then last night Raheem, 17 years old, a young boy, being killed in Southwark. And it's not just Raheem's family that are grieving today in Southwark. The entire community are horrified that a young boy was killed there. And also they're so disturbed by the nature of the crime. The fact that someone was apparently driving around in broad daylight, randomly firing a gun out of their car. You know, and they were saying that at the time, it was obviously a very hot, sunny afternoon, there were young children playing outside with their families and shots were being fired. And Martine, when we were there today, we weren't seeing families outside playing in the sun, you know, lovely day. And police, you know, they're needing to give reassurances to those people who want and need reassurances so desperately now.
Charlotte, thank you very much. Charlotte Gallagher reporting.